Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/AckleyAttack44227TV to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey guys, this is AckleyAttack4427 here, and well, I think it's time once again that we do yet another response/rant video as normal, and well, I guess pretty much of anything, I do have a real good reason to actually talk about this subject matter for sure, because, well, honestly, I think with what I've actually heard by Farah, I definitely know this is something that I need to talk about for sure, because, well, I can't hide from it for much longer because, well, I've got a lot to say, of course, this one for sure, so yeah. Now, if you may recall, I think just some time ago, the nominations for this year's Academy Awards have officially dropped not too long ago for sure, and yeah, I guess with, of course, what I'm actually seeing, we've actually got some real good contenders for, of course, pretty much a good chunk of movies that are currently nominated as we speak, including the ones for Best Picture this year for sure. So yeah. And of course, surprisingly enough, I do recall two movies that I actually saw last year. F1 and Sinners are currently the two movies that I saw that are currently up for, of course, for several nominations for several Oscars, including Best Picture. Yeah, the latter of which that I should mention, Sinners. Yeah, it's currently broken the record by far with exactly 16 nominations for sure, to which, yeah, I think it's actually very well deserving, of course, that front. I still love absolutely Sinners for sure, so I'm glad to see that it's currently up for 16 nominations for this year's Oscars for sure, so yeah, we'll definitely see what will come up later on for sure, but that's not what I'm talking about for sure. Yeah, if you may recall, I think over the course of the past few months for sure, or I guess in this case for the past few years as of now, I've actually done several videos revolving around two movies that I did finally get the chance to hype up and talk about for sure, those being Wicked and Wicked for Good, so yeah, and if you actually know me, I really do love those two movies for sure, and yeah, I've already discussed a good chunk of them, of course, on my thoughts videos and several other of my videos that I actually did, so I highly suggest you check them out. So yeah, and I guess I decided to bring it up because, well, seeing how last year we do know, yeah, I guess since we do know the first Wicked movie was up for several Oscar nominations, including Best Picture, you may notice the hag pretty much for Wicked for Good. Do you know how many pretty much nominations during this year's Academy Awards that Wicked for Good just landed? None! None whatsoever, so yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, this is something that I definitely need to talk about for sure, because, well, honestly, I think from what I can gather, I am really quite surprised that Wicked for Good has been snubbed of this year's Oscars for sure, and yeah, I'm just as surprised as you are for sure, so So yeah, but I think I might as well go over, of course, pretty much on what I need to mention, hands down, and yeah, I definitely know that's saying a whole lot, because I did actually say pretty much in my review on that said movie, I still really like it, despite a few flaws here and there, for sure. I mean, yeah, there are some parts in it that I think could have been worked out on a whole lot more, but I do love some of the other aspects that they actually did to actually make it good, and yeah, it actually did result in, well, not a great movie by all means. It still turned out to be pretty good in my opinion, that I really do think is actually quite nice, so yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front, so. But yeah, regardless of course, all that, I knew right away it could be up for several pretty much award nominations for sure, and luckily enough, it actually did pretty much exactly that for sure, so I guess there's no real harm done from what I can gather. It's still got pretty much the amount of pretty much awards and nominations that it actually ranked up for sure, and not to mention, it actually did actually garnered up some good results from the Critics' Choice Awards, hands down for sure, so I think there's no real harm to, of course, all that. But I guess for the Academy Awards, for sure, yeah, surprisingly enough, I think from what I can gather, yeah, I may be as shocked as you are when I actually saw that Wicked for Good didn't make the cut for several Oscar nominations for sure. But then again, we have seen several pretty much snubs from the Oscars in the past for sure. So yeah, I guess pretty much if anything, I know there's no real harm done from what I can gather for sure. So yeah, but honestly, at the same time, I do kind of felt it is pretty much quite a shame that we never actually see Wicked for Good actually be up for Oscar nominations for sure. In fact, if anything, I knew they were building that up, as of course, since it's hung up pretty much the Oscar watch list pretty much beforehand for sure, so we were kind of hoping that something like this would actually happen from what I can gather for sure, So yeah, but honestly, I guess it never actually did from what I can gather for sure. And yeah, and honestly, I really do feel bad, hands down, because a lot like the first film, I do know the people who actually made Wicked for Good actually worked really hard to actually try to make it pretty much all the more great for sure, and they did try their best, yes, but I guess it did result in something a little good, but could have been fixed up a whole lot more from what I can gather for sure. But either way, it doesn't hurt my opinion on, of course, the movie in its entirety. I still like it just flying, hands down for sure. So yeah, I really don't view it as a big deal by far. So yeah. But I guess pretty much of anything, I think I know hands down, pretty much from what I can gather, I know pretty much the Oscars or the Academy Awards, they're not just pretty much recognizing pretty much the best of the best when it comes to movies for sure. They're pretty much the award show that actually helps celebrating movies in its entirety for sure. So yeah, whatever we may think about them for sure, we still want to give them the recognition that they deserve for sure. A lot like all the other pretty much award shows that came around alongside the Oscars for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure. And yeah, I really do think that is definitely the best way I can actually view the Oscars for sure. They actually are a celebration for, of course, for all things movies, hands down, because, well, because, yeah, I think they're the kind of award show that you could definitely look up to for sure, and of course, celebrating everything, and I do mean everything revolving around us going to a movie theater, purchasing a ticket, grabbing some popcorn and other concessions in addition to that, go into a theater and watch a full-length motion picture for 2 to 3 hours at most. And depending on our own opinions on it, we knew hands down that is something that we loved back then, and it's still going on now for sure, so yeah. And I definitely know hands down, pretty much in regards to pretty much Wicked for Good, well, much like the first film, hands down, I definitely know it really wanted to capture everything from what I can gather on what makes the original Broadway musical still the more recognizable for sure. And I think both movies still accomplish that quite well for sure. So yeah. So I guess just by seeing that alone, from what I can gather, I really do think that is definitely the best way I can actually put it for sure. Do I want to see pretty much Wicked for Good pretty much beat out one movie that is not deserving of any Academy Awards where this one might actually do? Honestly, yeah, I really do think so for sure. So yeah, honestly, I think that could have actually been quite nice. That we would have actually gotten that for sure. Like one good example is that pretty much of anything going back a bit to when Peter Jackson did Lord of the Rings for sure. Yeah, we definitely know the first film actually landed pretty great when it first came out, and it did actually landing several Oscar nominations for sure, with of course the first installment, The Fellowship of the Ring. And then a year later, the Two Towers came out, and that landed some Oscar nominations for sure. And then the year after that came Return of the King, and it did actually rank up a good chunk of Oscar wins for sure, with, of course, Best Picture, pretty much including hands down, and yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, it definitely shows that Peter Jackson and everyone else making the Lord of the Rings films really wanted to work hard to make them great for sure, and they still are now for sure, so yeah, and I guess pretty much of anything, it's pretty much the same argument I can give for Wicked for Good for sure, and yeah, they did want to try their best to make it good for sure, and I think they did accomplish that quite well. Not really enough to make it as great as the first film, but still actually quite good regardless, so yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, on that front. So I think with, of course, everything else that I should mention for sure, I think despite being snubbed at this year's Oscars for sure, that's not going to stop me from still liking Wicked for Good regardless for sure. I still think it is actually a really good movie, hands down for sure, and I'm even quite glad that I finally got it on Blu-ray some time ago for sure. That is definitely worth adding to my Blu-ray collection regardless, so yeah, but that's at least one bright side that I can actually say, of course, on that front for sure, So yeah, and for a while, I really do think it might be best to just leave it at just 2 movies for the time being, or maybe not. We'll have to wait and see if they actually got some good ideas to help expand beyond the movies for sure. I do want to still see some stuff outside of the movies that would really love to be explored upon and celebrating more hands down. As I've actually discussing, of course, my look back since after I've actually talked about both movies pretty much since after the second film came out for sure. So yeah. But yeah, regardless of course, pretty much being snubbed at the Oscars, that's not going to still pretty much stop me from liking the film regardless for sure. So there's no harm done from what I can gather. So yeah, and as of course for the rest of course everything that the Oscars is actually pretty much providing for sure. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with of course the nominations they actually revealed during this year's Oscars for sure. I really do think they've actually picked out some really good movies that are well deserving of course pretty much some great nominations for sure. And And I'll be quite curious to see on what will go down and who will win Best Picture this year for sure. And yeah, that is something I'll actually be quite curious upon for sure. And I know that's saying a whole lot because I have been speculating in a good number of areas for sure. And I'm even quite delighted that pretty much a good chunk of movies I've actually seen and really enjoyed really actually won their Academy Awards for sure, because I really do think they are well deserving of them for sure. So yeah. And of course, whenever one movie that I saw didn't actually win pretty much the Oscar for sure, I'll still give them recognition for at least trying their best for sure. So yeah. And of course, I still have fond memories talking about what I have to say about pretty much the Academy Awards back in 2024 for sure, celebrating all the movies we got during 2023. I really do think it is actually a really great pretty much a show that they actually did, and yeah, I'm really quite glad that pretty much the most of the movies I've actually seen during 2023 that year are well deserving of course, pretty much their Oscar wins for sure. So yeah, including of which when I cried tears of joy when Oppenheimer won Best Picture last year for sure, which I really do think is well deserving of that. So I guess I give it to all of that. It's not going to stop me from, of course, pretty much admiring what the Academy Awards is actually pretty much providing for sure. It wanted to celebrate everything. I mean, everything revolving around movies, and that's exactly what they've been doing back then, and even nowadays for sure. So yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, it's probably what I could say on that front for sure. And yeah, I do feel bummed out that Wicked for Good never actually made the cut to actually pretty much be up for several Oscar nominations, including Best Picture, but also give them credit for at least trying their best and actually tried to put together something really good for sure. And like I said, despite that Oscar snub for sure, that's not going to stop me from liking it regardless for sure. I mean, I've seen other movies that I've really enjoyed that did get snubbed for Oscars, yeah, for several Oscar nominations for sure, but it's not going to stop me from liking them regardless for sure. So yeah, if that's how I feel about several other films back then, that's pretty much how I should feel for Wicked for Good in a nutshell. So yeah, but regardless of course all that, I'll be quite curious to see on what this year's Oscars will actually do for sure. And yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, pretty much the question of course who will win Best Picture will have to be answered once that second award show comes around for sure. And I guess if you're one of many people who never actually liked the Oscars to begin with, well, look at the bright side. You can definitely tune into, of course, the Razzies that came out pretty much that comes out beforehand for sure. I mean, really think about it. Have you seen the nominations for this year's Razzies that actually dropped? You'll be quite surprised pretty much once you actually do. Although I do feel a sigh of relief to see that Disney's live-action Snow White remake is up for several Razzie nominations, including Worst Picture. So glad to see that's a movie I can't stand for sure being up for pretty much several Razzies for sure. And I can name several other people that are actually deserving of course, some Razzie awards for sure. But I'll save that for another time. So yeah, and I guess on that thought alone, I think I might as well end this video here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest video, and by all means, what do you think of course, pretty much Wicked for Good being snubbed at the Oscars for sure? Let me know what you think down in the comments down below. I'm quite curious to see on what you guys think. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest video, and Well, I know I've got several other response slash rant videos that I want to put up for sure, but we'll have to wait and see later on down the road, so depending on, of course, which ones I'll actually put out, you'll be quite surprised on what I have to talk about for sure. But I guess until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD and Sam Shepard. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is SamAttack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.